Monday, August 16th. Last week, crews began working to finish the South Side Assisted Living Solarium. In my head, I heard the music playing "The Boys Are Back in Town" as Alonzo and his crew returned to the South Side to work on white insulation. They started up high, and the cage vibrated and shimmied a little as they got into position. Base of the solarium gets a gray coat as Alonzo and his worker start putting white styrofoam on the yellow edges. Later, the solarium is its final color of dark brown. Below our balcony, the retaining wall continues to rise one brick level at a time. One morning, I heard the chugga-chugga of concrete and saw that they had finished filling the open areas of the retaining wall bricks. I must be getting more immune to the sounds if it doesn't wake me up right away. This worker is putting rebar down into the newly poured concrete to give it more stability and strength. Up in the Mikasa enclosure, there has been a lot of workers digging and burying and putting up flags. I can't wait till they start putting bushes and trees in that area. At the end of that day, these guys look pretty knackered, I think is what the English say. Things were quiet below the Madigan's balcony this week, but they're coming. Don took this picture from Eileen Harrison's balcony. You can see the curve of the wall. Retaining wall is wide at the footings, less wide for the first few brick lays, and then one brick wide as it goes up. One morning when I looked out, you could barely see the mountains with the smoke. As the day progressed, it got a little better, but it sure feels weird in your chest. Another morning, there was a worker painting the sticky black tar-looking stuff on the backside of the retaining wall to waterproof it before they brought in dirt to backfill the area. Where the worker stopped painting the waterproofing gives us an indication of how much wall may be above ground. Another morning, Little Cat and a worker with a shovel begin to shape the dirt that will be between the retaining wall and our existing building at Main. It's going to take a lot of layers to get it where they want it. Below my balcony, Little Cat is scraping away layers of dirt for the level the surveyors requested. I wonder what he thinks about those lights in the dirt. There comes a point in the day when the cat at the top of the wall and the cat at the bottom of the wall meet in the middle. I can just hear this conversation. No, you back up. No, you back up. This worker was tasked with installing drainage mat. It helps water that might trap against the building drain down to the lowest point. It seems like the drainage mat is fighting back somewhat, But this worker was determined and had the strength to wrestle it into submission and get it attached to the wall eventually. Pretty soon, I noticed a worker carrying these large gray styrofoam pieces. It took them most of the morning to cut the right size pieces and attach them over the drainage mat under the metal stripe. Looking directly above them, I realized there were blinds on the AL apartment windows. During the week, Alonzo and his crew continued to cover the yellow waterproofing with white insulation pieces. Alonzo kept working higher and higher, and I said a quick prayer for his safety. On the south side solarium, doors are stacked up waiting for insulation, and black metal frames have been added. Next day, while we were walking, we noticed that they had started putting windows into the solarium. On his walk, Don found that crews had replaced the construction loading dock with a tall window and were now stuccoing the area. When the scaffolding had all been removed, you couldn't tell that that wasn't always filled with windows. On the north side, white insulation continues to creep around the end of the solarium by the casitas. In the pool courtyard, Jan Hooper sent a picture of this red machine that chomped up the weeds and took a layer of soil off, getting ready for sod. It is starting to look more brown than green in there, making way for the next phase of landscaping. Near the bike boxes, a purple bike is hanging out with the turquoise hula hoops. I think it might feel a kinship with the purple sage filled with bright yellow and black finches. Things are moving along in the Sandia dining room extension. Temporary wall has been removed and a heavy gauge plastic curtain has taken its place. On the day of the unveiling, I decided to take a quick swing around before the people arrived. We get our bathrooms back. I slipped under the ribbon and walked along the edge of the new dining room. Sandia Extension is light and bright, and all of the chairs have new cushions on them. Min, as usual, is keeping everything clean and sparkly. Walking past the treasure chest, a worker inside was cleaning the glass and polishing everything that had gotten dusty. Pool is not green and slimy anymore. It looks like people will swim pretty soon. They've been cleaning the area to the locker rooms as well. The tiles shimmer. New gym is spacious and bright and filled with lots of useful equipment. Final part of this extension is the fitness classroom. The ceiling is very cheerful and there's windows all around. There's also mirrors on 2 walls, so as you're doing exercises, you can see if you're doing it like everyone else is. Work will continue on the outside until all the landscaping is finished in the pool courtyard. Might be hard to concentrate on exercise some days. At the end of my tour is a doorway which will remain blocked until the wood shop is complete and the IL building is ready for occupancy. Back in Carter Hall, residents, staff, and friends arrive to take part in the opening ceremony for this new wing. Deanne Eaton gave thank you speeches for all involved in the process. Easton Hamblin, the project manager, is in the blue shirt. Oscar, the IL foreman, is in the middle, and Doc on the right is the healthcare demo foreman. Elizabeth Bain, our resident council president, and Larry Anderson, our vice president, got the honor of cutting the ribbon. Residents enjoyed wandering through the new wing. There was ice cream to celebrate and no smoke on the mountains. It was a good day.